Hi, everybody. Welcome. So good to have you guys all tuning in this morning. We are really excited to share this success story with you today and to discuss this super important topic, which is proposals. So welcome. Today, I am joined by someone you probably all know and a friend that maybe you haven't met before. This is Christine Francois, of course. Hi, Christine.
Hello, hello.
Thanks for joining. So Christine is our customer success manager. So most of you guys have probably worked with her over the last several months, years, and probably know her very, very well. And she has the unique perspective of having worked with hundreds of successful companies from all over. And so she's going to share some of that insight with us today as we discuss proposals. And then we're also joined by our special guest, Erin Montgomery. Hi, Erin.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. Erin is the founder and owner of two companies, the Roof Co. Waco and JLM Contracting. And she is down in Waco, so it is even earlier for her right now, I believe. So thank you for being here today. She's going to give us the whole story about her two companies' journey with Followup and particularly the proposal generator. So we are excited to hear from her about all of that. So while we're waiting for everyone to hop in, I would love to just invite some participation in the chat here. So could you open up the chat and put where you're tuning in from? And how about your favorite Christmas movie? Christmas movie. So Christina, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Okay, so I don't know if everyone considers this a Christmas movie, but While You Were Sleeping, I think should be considered a Christmas movie, and I don't know why it's not. But if we're gonna do just like real old time classic, White Christmas.
Oh, White Christmas. So good. Yeah. What about you, Erin?
I wasn't prepared for this, but I would probably have to say, probably my favorite thinking back is just all of the Home Alone movies. And it's very fun right now because I'm watching them with my 6-year-old son. So
Okay. Oh, does he like them or is he scared?
no, he loves them.
Okay.
The
That's awesome.
Did anyone see that that Macaulay Culkin just like posted recently? Hey everybody, I'm 40. Just wanted you to feel old today. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. I gotta say, I am just really partial to Muppets Christmas Carol. I don't know. It just never gets
Really?
for me. It's just funny. It's stupid and it's funny. And I love it. Well, great. Anyway, while we're waiting for everybody to hop in, feel free to say hi. Hi, Charlie. Thanks for tuning in. We are super excited to share with you guys a lot of great content today. So we're going to be talking about some best practices and how to design a proposal that sells. This is information pulled from having worked with a lot of different companies over the years. And then most importantly, we're going to hear from Erin. So before we jump in, let me just also invite that if you ever have questions throughout the webinar today, please do put them in the chat. This can be for Erin, these can be follow-up specific for Christine, and we'll try to get to them on the call. And if we can't, we'll of course touch base one-on-one afterward. But okay. First up, let me just give us a 30,000-foot view of what it is we're talking about in case you're tuning in and you're a little bit new or unfamiliar to what is the proposal generator within Followup CRM. So Followup CRM has an add-on feature. It's kind of like a sidecar module called the proposal generator, and it does that. It generates proposals. It generates branded custom proposals. And it saves a lot of time. On average, it saves an estimator about 5 hours a week, which then, of course, enables them to be out there selling more. This is what it looks like. Over here on the left, you can see all the different sections. Those are kind of like the different pages. Right here in the middle is what actually populates, and it works just like a Word document. Super, super user-friendly. And then on the right side are all of the custom mapped fields or personalization tokens. And those are all the techie words for this is all the information that already exists in a project that pulls directly in. So what that means for you as a user is that when you create a new project in Followup and you enter all that good data into it, when you go to bid that project and create a proposal here with the proposal generator, all of that data pulls directly in with the click of a button. No longer are you looking up addresses, phone numbers, base bids, dates, all those details and typing them in manually. It pulls directly in. So it's kind of a set it and forget it situation. And then of course you generate a review, you can make your edits. And the beautiful thing about it, of course, is that you can send directly for e-signature without using DocuSign or anything like that. Your client receives it to their email, can review, make selections, and sign right away. Then all of that stores right back to the project so that you're able to move it into project management or into your ERP or get it all into the hands that it needs to get into. So the proposal generator really is this piece of the puzzle between, customer relationship management and project management, because it's really what connects the whole pipeline. So that's what it is. And I hope that gives a little bit of context to our conversation for today. So in addition to all that, we have a gift for you. Merry Christmas. I know this is exactly what you were wanting to find under the tree. We have a free proposal template for you. So a lot of you might already have a template or proposals that you know, that you love, that work really, really well for you. And if you're not currently using the proposal generator and you'd like to try it, you'd like to get a demo, we'll hook you up with Christine. And if you have proposal that you already love and you want it exactly the way it is, that's great. We'll work with you to get it loaded exactly into your system the way you want it. But perhaps you're in a different camp. Maybe you just like to hit the easy button. Maybe you want to check out something new. Maybe you would love somebody to just hand you a template, and that's what we're here for. So if you would like this free template, please open up the Q&A. You'll see the Q&A at the menu bar at the bottom or top of your Zoom screen here, and just put your company name in the Q&A. Our team will work together to get this template loaded into your system for you. And then you will have it to work with, and you can make edits, you can make tweaks, and we're happy to work with you to get it exactly like you want. But this would be a great starting place for you. So go ahead and put your name in the Q&A if that's you. You can think about it. That'll be open for the entire webinar. So, okay. I think that was plenty from me. So we are going to put Erin in the hot seat. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here so we can see. So hi, Erin. Thank you so much for joining us again. Just really, really excited to have you. So first up, could you just give everybody a little bit of background into your two companies? Where are you? What do you guys do? How long have you been operating?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you again for having me. So as she said, I'm the owner of two different companies, the Roofco Waco and JLM Contracting. And we have been in the industry. My husband has been in the industry for almost 20 years now. But we started the Roofco about 3 years ago. We're celebrating 3 years coming up in January. And we just, with marketing, we were doing both roofing and construction, but it didn't market as well. And so that's when we started JLM Contracting a year ago. And within this new business, you're wanting to smooth out your processes, get structure within business, new employees. And so with that, we found Followup CRM. So we have been on the Roofco side with Followup for a year this month. We actually integrated a year ago last year in 2022. And we are almost finished with our integration with JLM. So if that tells you something, we started with one company and now we're integrating both companies to use Followup and the proposal generator.
That is great. So glad to have you. And that's such a cool story, rapid growth right there. So yeah, really great. Can you tell us just a little bit about what you were doing before Followup, how you were getting your proposals out, and kind of what problems you may have been having that this product is helping you solve now?
Yep. So I would say with the Roof Co, we had a different software, a system that we used, and it had similar features, but it was not user friendly at all. And it just was not working for our team. It was not working for the sales guys. It was not working for our production manager. And so that's when we came upon Followup. And immediately did the demo on Proposal Generator because that was one of the things we were looking for to streamline our processes and really loved it. And so we jumped on the gun, we got it. And I think one of the best things that it has done is really sync together from our estimators and our salespeople to admin staff because we can see on the back end exactly what the contract amount was. We can see customer information, job information, and we pass that directly on to production. So it's a very seamless process, and it's been very easy to integrate even with new employees.
That is great. So good to hear. You just mentioned new employees, and that's part of what we, like to hear is how has it been training new employees or implementing the actual training piece of getting people to use a new product is always difficult. Change is always tough, but what was that like for you and your teams?
Yeah, I think one of the things that really makes Proposal Generator with Followup successful for our new hires, especially on the sales team, is because the Proposal Generator allows us to create different template options. And so when we are training one of our new sales or estimators, I'm able to go in there and actually show them, okay, so I'm going to use roofing, for example. We have about 20 different templates that we use because there's different roof systems. And so when we're training a new hire in estimating and sales, I can say, if you go to this template, you can choose a 30-year shingle roof. You can choose a 3-tab shingle roof. You can choose a metal roof, a TPO roof. We have all different kinds of roofing systems that we install for our customers. And so being able to distinguish between a scope of work for each one of those has been a tremendous help. And like you were saying, it streamlines the process, but it takes down the time to send out a proposal to a customer because our scope of work is already in that template.
That's great. I'm so glad you've taken the time to like really divvy it out like that.
Yeah.
And I think that actually leverages the tool to save you a lot of time. That's great. Great. And then finally, what have been kind of the results of implementing this? Do you feel like you've been able to get more proposals out, more quality proposals out the door now that it's systematized?
Yes, definitely. So when they go out for inspections, they come back and do their proposal, use the proposal generator. And I think one of the other helpful things that you also spoke about was the dynamic fields. So when they go into a specific template, all of the customer information is already pulled in, the job information is pulled in. So everything we enter on the Followup side, when you go to that proposal, it automatically syncs with all of that data. So again, that has helped with processes and the time of that. And then I think another big thing is providing options for our customers within the proposal generator. With different roof systems, they can choose to go with this option or they can choose to go with this option. And it's been really helpful that they get to pick and choose and see different prices of that and then go with what they feel is best for them or their business. And then again, just being able to see when a customer can view the proposal. When they view it, it will send you a notification and an email when they sign it. And then, of course, the electronic signature has been a game changer because it's all within one proposal, one email. And when they electronically signs, it gives us an audit trail to be able to see when they viewed it, when they signed it, and then it automatically stores it in our documents and Followup. So it's accessible to everyone that has access, from sales to admin to production.
That is great. Hey, thank you so much. Anybody out there, welcome to pepper some questions in the chat here. Christine, do you have anything that you want to add, asking Erin, or any last thoughts about her company?
No, that was great.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm so glad you brought up a couple of those specific points. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because we are diving into, let's see, here we are. Can you guys see this presentation now?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Let's dive into some of these best practices. And Christine, again, feel free to jump in. These are just some bullet points that we've put together here. With some of the don'ts. We're going to start with some of the don'ts, some of the very common problems that we see as we encounter a lot of companies and a lot of proposals. Yeah, let's start there. So some of the don'ts is, number one, the proposals are too generic. So they're so generic that they feel completely untailored to the client. And I think we know in sales and in marketing, the more personalized, the more segmented, the more custom, just the better chances you have to sell anything. And that's just because of human psychology and buyer psychology, right? And so what we have seen in the past, I was recently just talking with another client of ours who was discussing some of their strategy prior to implementing the proposal generator had been, well, if we have a 10% closing ratio, if we can just get 200 bids out the door and we know that we'll close 20 of them, then that's great. And then they wanted to grow, they needed to grow. So they decided, well, then let's just try to get 300 bids out the door so that we can hopefully win 30 this, in this time period or whatever. And what that was leading to for them was just some really generic proposals that weren't actually doing the job. They weren't easy to sign. They weren't compelling. They didn't tell that they weren't customized to the buyer. Now, of course, they had the technical information that they needed to have, but they were actually working harder, not smarter. And so what the proposal generator allows you to do is to kind of cut all of that manual labor in half by pulling in all those custom details, right? So our system allows for full customization of every line of the proposal because of the mapped fields, right? Those personalization tokens. And all that data pulls directly in from your project page with the click of the button. So that creates branded, personal, fully customized proposals in minutes, which then allows you to even add a personal note at the end or something that's really going to be hyper specific to that person, to that buyer. And so the more we can do that, the more we can really make them the hero, make them feel that they're listened to, the more likely they are to make a decision in your favor. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But the second very common problem that we see is that our proposals are too long. They're too complex. There's a lot of legalese. There's a lot of jargon. Sometimes we see companies that include 6, 7, 8 pages of legal information. And of course, there are some that you have to include in order to protect yourself from lawsuits. And there's technical information that does need to be included. But a lot of building managers who are on the receiving end of our proposals, and especially homeowners, if you're doing residential work, they don't speak technical jargon. They don't speak the same language that contractors do. And so it really muddies the conversation. So from a sales or marketing standpoint, the buyer is then unwittingly made to feel pretty inferior. And if they have to counter your proposal with 10 questions and definitions, what is meant by this? What is this? Or they have to dig for all the information that they actually need. They're much less likely to make a decision in your favor. So, especially if they have another proposal sitting on the table right next to yours that is easy to see, same price, but much easier to understand, right? They're going to feel like they are more in control of a situation that they understand better. So of course, like we all know, there are specifics, there are technical information and legal information that need to be included. But our suggestion is that before those sections of your proposal, maybe consider, and this is in the template, maybe consider a bullet point or an outline, a very clear, straightforward scope of work, right? If the client has asked for X, Y, and Z, in the process, make sure that you just list those exact features, that they know you're listening to them and that you're going to provide exactly what they need, right? And possibly things like notes, like extra little notes that are very, very personal to the client. So, and then on the next page, after all of those things, feel free to include all that jargon and all that legal stuff that you need to do. But ultimately, we know, we're even guilty of this, right? That a lot of people don't read the fine print. So if your proposal is only fine print, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. So really try and make space for, in your proposals, a very personal piece right at the beginning, and then all of that technical information that does have to be there. So Christine or Erin, do you have anything to add on either of those points or ideas?
Nope.
Okay. And then the last don't is not offering any options. So most of the proposals that we see only include one price, and this is one version of the project, but this is really kind of a disservice to your company, but also to your client. And here's why. From the client perspective, again, they don't feel in control. They feel that you're in control. They feel that you've given them something that says your way or the highway. And again, if there's another proposal on the table with a better price or more options available to them, they're very likely going to take that. Not offering options is also a disservice to your company for two reasons. First of all, you might be missing out on an upsell opportunity. So like a warranty or a service upsell, right? And so sometimes you can put in, let's imagine that you're in a situation with a client, you haven't discussed any further options. There's only been one option discussed. That's great. Offer that, but then also offer that option plus a warranty. You could be really missing out on an upsell opportunity if you don't do that. Secondly, in so many cases, when a proposal is made with only one option, the client might make a counter offer or counter with a new scope of work. And then you have to create a whole another proposal or a change order, and you're just doing a lot more work. So you could avoid all of those steps on the back end if you simply just offer multiple options right up front. Another pro of offering options is kind of ghost pricing, or if you are to, let's say you're aiming for a bar of $100,000, offering them one higher and one lower makes it more likely that they're going to choose the one right in the middle. So if you can kind of get creative with those options, I think you'll find that there's a lot of success. And Erin mentioned that as well. Erin, can you speak a little bit to the kinds of options that you tend to offer your clients with your proposals?
Yeah. And so with the options, there's also, you can do one or two options, or a lot of times we will do good, better, best. And so with that, like you said, adding warranties, or sometimes we can throw in, if it's like a commercial roof, we can throw in gutters. And so just providing different options for the customer. If they just want the base, that's great. But if they want to upgrade and get an additional extended warranty on their roof, not really a manufacturer warranty, but our workmanship warranty, we can extend that workmanship warranty for our customers, whether that's residential or commercial. We mainly do it on a lot of our commercial projects because those roof systems, there's a lot of different options we can do. And that's where that good, better, best comes in. My husband Austin always talks about, you can have like your base model car, or you can have your Lamborghini. And it just depends on where you want to land in that. But with that, we always provide them with the options.
That's great. I'm just curious, like, where do you feel like most people tend to opt? Do most people tend to opt for the basics, or do you feel like you do get a lot of people opting for those extended warranties or additional features?
Yeah, I definitely think we've had more customers, especially having this feature over the last year, because before it was all verbal communication
Right.
of, we just send the base price and then, oh, well, what about this? And then it gets lost in communication and not communicated back to the office. So being able to do that in the proposal generator, and they just click which one they want, option 1, option 2, option 3, it, like you said, it puts them back in control to feel like we have heard them and that their project is important. And so we have seen more people either choosing that better option or the best option.
That is great. Thank you so much. Great. Okay, so those are some of the common problems, some of the don'ts. Let's move on to some of the do's. So, and these kind of mirror the don'ts, right? So first of all, make it personal. So I'm a big fan of story brand. If anybody's into marketing out there, and really making the buyer feel like they are the hero of their situation. What we mean by that is a buyer comes to you because they have a problem, obviously, that needs to be solved. And a lot of business models and marketing and messaging kind of puts the seller or the provider in the position of, well, we're the hero, we'll solve your problem for you. Whereas what's actually a better strategy is to make the buyer feel like they're the hero and we, the provider or the seller, are the guide. So what I mean by that is that there's the whole the beauty of using the proposal generator is that it pulls personal details from the project file. So because you can make it personal with the click of a button rather than digging up details, you're able to not only make a fully customized proposal for your client, but you can then, of course, like I said, add a personal note and really take a moment to craft a message either in the email or there on the proposal. And both of those features are in this module, right? That kind of puts them in the position of power and inspires them to make a choice in your favor. The second do when you're designing a proposal that will sell is to establish authority. So there's a couple great ways to do this. One great way to do this is something called a risk destroying guarantee, right? So think about what that would take for your company to create some kind of risk destroying guarantee. If you don't already have one, and this is the main way to make the purchase about them, to help them, the buyer, feel cared for and to put them at ease, because in all of these situations, they're making an enormous purchase, right? Not only enormous financially, but in terms of time. This is a 20, 30-year commitment that they're making to a product. And it's a multi-$1,000 investment. And so naturally, there's a lot actually of risk on the table. And so whatever you can do to minimize that risk by providing a guarantee is really going to work in your favor. One way to do that is, hey, no leaks for a year, or else we will service it for free, right? That's just an example. And that's easy to do. That's easy to do. So think about a risk destroying guarantee, and then also think about including a page with just a few brief endorsements or references or testimonials, especially for these big projects. People want to know your reputation, and they also don't really want to go digging for it, honestly. When it's right there in front of them, they're able to kind of just calm some of that risk down and see that you are the trusted authority. You're the high-end provider. And another way to do that, to establish authority, is actually just branding your proposals really well. And so in the proposal generator, we work with you to get all of your branding exactly the way you like it. And so that every page that they're looking at communicates a high level of professionalism. And so then they are able to trust that this is the level of detail, the level of attention to detail that's put into this document. I can expect that for the service that I'm going to be provided with from this company. So make it personal, establish authority, and then finally is do offer options. And we've talked a lot about this, but that is how the way that this is possible in the proposal generator tool is with the dynamic field capability. So I think that's a great segue into actually sharing how this is done. So I'm actually going to stop sharing. I'm going to turn it over to Christine, and she is going to kind of demo the proposal generator for us and kind of show us around and show us that dynamic field capability.
Okay, great. So I just want to go over what it looks like when you use the proposal generator inside of Followup. It's really, really simple. So I have my project page pulled open here. I can click into the project that I want to create a proposal for. And then from here, I have all of my information, right? And all I have to do is hit this button that says generate proposal. That's literally it. And we help you get to this point first. So we're going to help enter in all of your templates, help you format them, help you get everything looking the way that you want to. And then we even help train your team on how to use it. But I'll be really upfront with you. It generally just takes one like 15-minute meeting to train your team because all they have to do is click a few buttons and enter their information. So today I'm just going to hit this generate proposal. You get to choose the contact that you're bidding to. So this contact here that just says Ron Swanson is going to be the contact that's displaying here in the project information. And then if I scroll down in the project, you can see here I have the company information. So if I have multiple companies listed here, those multiple companies will populate when I hit generate proposal. So if I select this one down here, it's going to also populate his company information, his company address and email and all of that contact information on the proposal for me. So that's what I want. And then if you're sending to multiple people, you can copy the proposal and change any additional information or leave it as it is and just address it to the new contact. It's very, very simple. So I'm going to hit generate proposal. From here, I get to select my template. So as Erin mentioned, she has, about 20 different templates for her business, and you can even have different content within your templates that you can apply to your proposal. So I'm going to choose my template here. I have this sample commercial proposal, and then you can see I have these sections over here on the left. I get to select a cover page. If you guys want to have one standard cover page, you can, or you can even turn off your cover page if you say, hey, we don't need a proposal with cover pages, that's fine too. Now, any documents or photos you have stored in Followup will automatically pull into this window on the right, and you're able to drop those documents or photos into any area of your proposal. So I can come over here and I can select the photo that I want. It'll automatically apply. And then from here, I can select the cover photo that I like. So I can do that really, really simple. Then from here, I have my sample commercial proposal. You can see anything that is in these double parentheses. This is all information from the project field or from the project, right? Except for today's date, it's going to automatically put in today's date for you. So it's going to pull the contact name, the company address, all of those fields for you. The only thing you're going to have to put in here is what scope of work are we doing and any possible notes that need to be done. Then it's going to add my name, my email, and my phone number down here at the bottom. Okay, so super, super simple. Then we have the terms and conditions. This particular terms and conditions is for a large commercial project. So there is going to be a lot of terms and conditions. And then you have two options. I think this one here, so I actually created another template and I have terms with initials. So if you want to have different content here, so maybe I say, hey, I want them to initial every page of the terms so that we're all on the same page. I have contact initials at the bottom of every single page here. And then I can go to the signature page. The signature page is I have good, better, and best options. On this page here, it's gonna look like this. However, when you send it to the client, it's gonna view properly. But this is just like the HTML format it has to be in when you're designing the proposal. And then you can see we have their signature that's required here. And that's basically it. So you don't even really have to edit very much information to get this done, which is amazing. And then additionally, if you wanted to add, like Rachel was saying, like a testimonial page, you could do that and have that a part of your general template. Some clients also like to add a custom section, and in their custom section, they'll do a photo page. So we have formatted for a photo page, and you can have it with or without captions. So I could say, hey, I want to have one with captions, and then all I have to do is click on my photos and they automatically apply here to my proposal. It's really that simple. And then if I want to title this, I can call it my photo page. And this is the ferry building.
Mhm.
My dad used to take me on the ferry as a kid to the San Francisco ferry building from where we lived. We take like the 30-minute train, or the 30-minute boat across the water, the ferry, and then he'd take me to the ferry building for lunch, which was just like the best because there were 4 of us. So dad spending that much time with just you was really
Oh.
special.
Sweet.
Anyway, ferry building story. Okay, and it's really that simple. I've created my proposal and I can generate a review. I can copy this because I want to send it to an additional client, or I can just go ahead and send to client now. So generating a review does take like, I don't know, 30 seconds to a minute. It's just getting all of the pages stitched together. And then when you look at the review, you can say, hey, I want this formatted a little bit different, or everything looks perfect, or I want to change that photo, whatever it is, you can review what's going on and then go back to your proposal and edit it. So here we have this, it pulled in all of my information for me. We have the header and footer for best roofing. So obviously you could have your header and footer on every page if you wanted to. You can see, hey, I got to reformat this just a little bit. It pulled this onto the second page. I just got to do 1 minus space here and it'll show up on the previous page for me. So good thing I did the review, right? And then I can scroll all the way down and see everything that's going on here. Now, as I go back, like let's go to the terms and conditions because I wanted to fix that one page here. I'm just going to do that. And then I want to save. And then I want to send to the client. Now, another thing that I think is important to know is that administrators in your system will have permissions to edit the actual templates and save the templates with new content and updated content. Your team will be able to edit their proposal, but they won't be able to change the content of the proposal so that everything stays uniform, that things don't accidentally get deleted, and then bad proposals accidentally get sent to clients because we removed really important terms and conditions on accident or something like that. So just so you know that that's there. So then I'm going to hit send to client. I can choose who I want to send it to. I'm going to send it to myself.
Did you make up that email address
Oh, yeah.
for Ron's?
I love Parks and Recreation. I know there's not a lot of people around here that love that, but it is hysterical. I can recite all the lines. Okay, so you have a couple of different options. You can copy a signing link and you can send this directly through your email. You can send to the client without asking for signature, even though this is a signature document that does have e-signature, or you can send to client for signing. So I'm going to send to client for signing. When I do that, it opens an email. You can actually template and format this. So if you want your company's logo here, if you want a specific message to come up and be templated, you can do that. Or maybe you want to write a personal note and say, hey, it was so good chatting with you this week. Hope you had fun at your kid's baseball game. Here's a proposal. I was able to get it done today. Whatever you need to do, that can be done here because it's going to come directly from your email. It's not coming from Followup. It's coming from your email, sent to their email. You're going to see it in your sent items. So they're going to get it and it's going to feel like it came for them specifically.
Great.
So then I'm going to hit send. And it really just takes like a minute or two to end up in my inbox. So I'm going to show you here in a second what it looks like when it comes to my inbox and what it looks like to sign through the document. In the meantime, Rachel?
Well, I was just going to ask about the photos page. It's possible also, if I'm not mistaken, to do like a drawings page. So like if you've done like a lot of, like if you always include your drawings in, can you upload those as photos and also do that?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then you just choose the formatting for the photo page that you want. So if you want to have several photo pages as your template, and then you know each of those, you could name them drawing 1, drawing 2, drawing 3, and then just turn off what you don't need. So if I don't want this custom section, I'm just going to turn it off and say, hey, I don't need this today. So the goal would be like, let's put your sections that you're going to use at least 50% of the time, just put them over here. If you're going to use them less than that, either create a different template or have them automatically turned off and then just turn them on when you need them.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart.
Okay, so I got this email here. You can see it came from Followup because we were using our system. So it has our email. It says, hey, click here to see the quote. I'm going to copy the link and open it in a different browser. All right, so I'm going to paste it here. So it is a browser version document. They can't edit or change it, right? So that's what we're looking for. We hit get started. I can start, you can see I have a display over here. I can change the view, like if I want to see the whole thing better. I'm going to hit start. And I already did this today, so it didn't ask me to set up my signature, but it'll actually ask you like how you want your signature to look. All I have to do is click it and then hit next. It's really this simple for your clients.
Great.
And then I can make my good, better, best selections. So I can choose which one I want to do. I can add my date and then my signature. And that's it. So then once I finish this, if there was a countersign, like if someone needed to countersign the document, let's say Erin had sent this to me, she would get a notification that I had signed the proposal and that she needs to countersign. And then when everything is signed and complete, we'll both get a signed copy of the proposal. Mm-hmm. And then you even get a notification like, hey, Ron Swanson viewed your proposal. And then momentarily I'll get another notification saying that he signed it.
Great.
Okay.
In your normal workflow, when you get that first notification, hey, Ron Swanson viewed your proposal, do you kind of just like have that on your radar? Oh, okay, great. They're looking at it. Do you ever follow up like after 3, 4, 5 days or something and say, hey, we see that you viewed it. Any decisions made here, or can we help you?
Were you asking me?
Yeah. Do you guys work?
Well, I was going to answer, but I wanted to make sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So one thing, talking about best practices that we have tried to communicate to our estimators and sales team is as soon as you send that proposal, go ahead and call the customer and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I got that proposal out to you. You should see it in your inbox. View it. Let me know if you have any questions. And then once we see they have viewed it, we actually use in the project data the follow-up button, and we choose like a date and a time to make sure that it reminds us to follow up with that customer at least 3 or 4 days later. If it was sent on like a Monday, Tuesday, we at least try to follow up by the end of the week to see if they have any further questions.
Yeah, that's
That
great.
is amazing best practice to call them or to shoot them a text as you've sent the proposal and say, hey, it's in your inbox. That's amazing. I'm going to use that to coach people.
Yeah.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah. It's that really personal touch point. And yeah, that's great. Awesome. Any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat or reach out to us afterwards. Either way. Great. Thank you so much, Christine. I'm going to jump back in to our presentation here just to wrap up. So again, if you would like that free template that Christine used, that's what it is. It won't have Best Roofing's header and footer there. We'll get your branding in. But if you would like that to arrive in your system, please put your company name in the Q&A. And we will load that into your system for you. If you are not currently on the proposal generator and you would like to set up a custom demo with Christine, what are those, like 15-minute calls?
Yeah, it'd probably just be 15 minutes, especially after they've already attended this. We'll just go through what's possible and like what the pricing is. It may already be included in your plan, or there might be a charge based on whatever your current subscription is.
Okay. I just put a link to her calendar. You can book a time right there. But when I did that, I see we do have a question. This is from Courtney. She says, when dealing with elderly clients, are you seeing that they find this to be easier than other options? Do either of you guys have any knowledge on that?
I'll just go ahead and make a comment. Not every customer is going to want to electronically sign. We do have customers that say, hey, I would love for you to come back and let's talk through this in a face-to-face meeting. Or like specifically with your question with elderly clients, there have been some where they still have an older version of a phone, or sometimes they don't really know how to work their phone or understand how to pull it up on the internet from a phone. There are going to be those clients, and we will just print a PDF. We'll just generate a review, print the PDF, and we will go have a face-to-face conversation and review it. And it is best practice too, to ensure if they don't understand what they're going to be signing, that you have those conversations to ensure that customers they understand everything about their proposal and they know what they're signing. So we've had customers on both ends, elderly who have had no problems at all, and it's been very, very simple. They just follow the process of signing or initialing. And then there are some where we've just printed the PDF and gone to have that conversation and review it with them.
Yeah, great. Great question too. Thank you. Great. Yeah, if you are interested in a custom demo and ready to kind of get your team set up with the proposal generator, book a time with Christine. And then we will, of course, be sending out a webinar recap email where I'll also include these links. So if you want to send there'll be a recording of this webinar. If you want to send this to someone on your team, feel free to forward that too. So, okay, I think the very last thing and my favorite thing to talk about is hopefully you have heard about our conference by now. We are super excited. Erin, you're coming to our conference, correct?
Yep, we've got our hotels booked, just need to book the flights.
All right, great. We're super, super excited. We're having a user conference at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. And this is a lot more than just like a technical conference about your CRM. This is a best practice like gold mine. Okay, so we're going to be having keynote speakers from all over the country talk about some really specific topics, and then get really hands-on with revenue planning from the ground up. How to do that, how to target your ideal clients. We're going to talk about managing multiple divisions. We're going to talk about reporting, all kinds of really helpful topics. And beside all of that knowledge intake that you'll be able to do, you're getting in a room with the contractors from all over the country who are doing exactly what you're doing, but who aren't your competition because they're from everywhere, right? And so sharing ideas, sharing struggles and how other businesses have overcome what you're working to overcome, that's the kind of invaluable stuff that we're hoping to share with you. And not to mention, it's Fort Lauderdale in February. So really cannot be. Yeah. So you can click right here if you're ready. Hey, I do want my seat. They are filling up fast. I think we have maybe a little less than 40 seats left. And the deadline is January 22nd. So please do save your seat. We would love to have you there. And like I said, be looking to your inbox. You'll be getting a recap email with a whole bunch of information and with this recording. And thank you, Erin, so much for being here. Really, really appreciate your insight.
Absolutely. Thanks again for having me.
Yeah, and thank you, Christine. Thank you, everybody, for spending some time with us today. We hope you have a great day and a Merry Christmas.
You as well. Merry Christmas.
Bye.